Hello and welcome to episode 11 of the In the Wrong Bed podcast. I am your host, Justin Wagler. With me, as always, is Jonathan Sokol. And this week we're going to be talking about International Darts Open coming up, as well as doing a little bit of preview of week 9, I think it is, of the Premier League. And so starting off with the European Tour, as of this recording, we don't have the odds out yet, but you know who's someone that I kind of like for this right now? It seems to be getting kind of close, and is Nico Springer as a long shot. Like, he's giving me very 2023 Pikachu vibes right now. Like, his scoring's a little bit better. His doubling isn't quite as good, but it feels like he's on the cusp of being able to run the table.
Yeah, he's definitely got the skill level to be able to do that. It will be a home match for him as well, which is kind of nice. He won. What did he do in the last Euro Tour? I think he won first round, lost second round.
Yeah, but didn't he give Van Guren a real run?
Oh yeah.
Like that match was close. I think he blew match darts against him. So I'm not. That's one of the things. Like, he's playing. When he plays his A game, he can get there. I think. I think it's actually good enough at this point to be able to do some damage. He's been doing well in Pro Tour events as well. I mean, I know they're Florida events and it's not the same, but I agree. Him being in I think it's in Visa this week, right? I think this is actually like going to be this. It feels like it's almost time for him to maybe come through and break one off.
Yeah, I do like Nico Springer because of the fact that he got a couple of victories under his belt on the stage events. You know, the young people, it's hard to trust them until you've seen them win a couple and they start getting more comfortable. So like early in the season, it's you know, they have the skills, they have the stats going into the tournaments, but potentially they're just getting too nervous. But hopefully he's gotten some of those nerves out, and then you could see him go a long way.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I'm thinking on him. The other people, I don't know. Who else do you think has? I don't have any other real long shots. I think the qualifiers are all meh.
I honestly have been thinking a bit about, this isn't a huge long shot. He'll be a medium long shot though. Is Peter Wright? I actually think Peter Wright has played quite well. He's been throwing out some high 90s, low 100 averages. A little bit of old Peter Wright has been showing up lately, and
they love him in Germany.
Oh yeah,
they love him over there.
That makes sense. I didn't know that, but I can see that. And I would say he's one that I would look at. I think in the last tournament he lost a real close match, played well, but just ran into one of the Lukes maybe who threw out a mid to high 100 average, and Peter was keeping up, but just not quite enough to get the victory. So,
and I think there's only one Luke in this tournament, and it ain't Littler. So like,
good news.
Okay, there's
the rest
two
of the
if you
field.
count Woodhouse, I suppose. But like, I that's always the thing. You always wonder, like, how many of there's such a gap, it seems, between like the top tier right now and everybody else, that it's like you got to hope that someone knocks them out early. Like, it's kind of it's becoming like anytime Littler is in a tournament, it feels like he's starting to get into 2017 Van Gerwen territory.
Yeah, these European Tour events where he's not playing feel like a great opportunity to snag some of these futures. Honestly, I kind of hate betting when he's in the field, just because it feels like especially if you're taking a long shot, even if they get to a semifinal or a final, they run into Littler. There's no getting off of that bet because Littler's such a huge favorite, and
exactly. Even if you had a plus 4,000 favorite or something like that, and you try to hedge in the final, I mean, if that's a plus 4,000 favorite going into a final, Littler's probably minus 500 or 600.
Yeah,
as a favorite to win that game.
Yeah.
And it's short formatic, but like it just feels like, he's getting to the final. He's just closing it out. Like he is not losing it once he gets that far. You've got to knock him out early of a tournament. And he even kind of admits he's like, if you're going to get to me, you've got to get to me early. I mean, this happened last year in the Worlds with Ryan Joyce. Just ran out of steam on the first of four. He lost 4-3 to him.
Oh yeah.
But like that was like probably his biggest scare is like you've got to get him in the first couple rounds where it's first to 6, and he has maybe a little bit of a slow start, and you're hoping you can kind of just
stretch.
get a hold of him to get up 2-0 on him, and then just hold your throw the rest of the way and hope to God he doesn't throw a 10 or 11 darter in there to break you.
Yeah. One other player I would look at who's played really well this year is Christoph Ratajski. I don't think he'll win necessarily, but I think he could win a couple rounds. I wouldn't be surprised at that either. He's actually been playing pretty solid on the on the floor events. And I wouldn't be surprised. That's actually a really good one. I wouldn't be surprised if he draws someone he's not favored against, like not like Luke Humphreys or someone like that. That's a good
a pick to actually probably win as an underdog.
He's playing with Damon Hedda or
exactly. Like he wouldn't be a favorite against Cameron Menzies either.
Or Chisnall. I'm not sure if he would probably be a small dog to Chisnall.
He would be a dog to Chisnall.
Yeah.
Plus people have betting on Dave Chisnall. Dave Chisnall either wins the Euro Tour tournament or he goes out like early. Like it doesn't seem to be much in between usually. Although I shouldn't say that. I think the last one he got to the quarters, I think, on the last one. But that's actually pretty rare for him. He usually either like crashes out early and goes wants to go drinking, or he's decided to win the tournament and that's it.
Yeah.
Like but with that, let's move on to the Premier League. And as Littler's just been kind of cruising and crushing everyone, I saw he's a -115 favorite to win it this week. And
that's what I was
like,
and
he's not exactly in a great draw for him, as far as other than beating Dobie, he's gonna probably beat Dobie 6-2 or something like that. But -115 against the top 8 player, basically the top 5, 6, 10 players in the world. It's showing how above everybody. That when he's on his game, forget it. You might as well just bend down, kiss your ass goodbye, because because he's just gonna truck you. Like he's just gonna throw up he's been throwing up like 105s like consistently. Like it's kind of crazy against the best players. That's the thing. He's making the best players in the world look bad.
He really is. Saying that, I don't think there's any way you're making money over time betting Littler, like you said, to win -125. That's there's no way. I don't think he's winning 50% of the Premier League nights for this season. That would be a great achievement, but you're not. And earlier, you could have been getting plus money on him, plus 200, 300 early in the season. The last week, probably plus 110 maybe. And since he won last week, now we're looking at minus 110, -125.
Yeah, so, like an outright favorite. Like, that's just that's too big of a price. I agree. I can't. You can't work with that.
And he's looking at a tough second round match no matter what against MVG.
That's my point. You're going to play MVG or Gerwin.
Yeah. So even though MVG can't seem to win a second round match, but
although now that we're talking about this,
own him.
I know we're not in order, but Gerwin Price is plus 100 on FanDuel in this match against MVG. Like,
I know.
I know. Gerwin mentioned he was injured last week, and unless he did something to it today, I don't understand that price at all. Like, I'm going to be hammering Gerwin Price on this.
Me too. I think Gerwin Price should be a slight favorite in this match.
He should be a slight favorite. Like, they have the wrong piece.
Around.
They have the wrong guy favored.
Yeah, agreed. That was one of my bets that I actually liked in the first round here.
Yeah, this is too. That's a strange. Like, I don't know if there's something out there that I'm unaware of, but like, it feels like Gerwin Price is playing. So I mean, he won the Pro Tour Monday yesterday this week. We're taping on Tuesday, but I don't.
Yeah, so that proves that he's not. It's not like something wrong injury wise.
He said there was something a little bit wrong with him last week, but I mean, clearly he's feeling good if he won the. Yesterday he won it outright. So
yeah,
I don't understand that price.
I don't either.
No pun intended.
The only thing I could think is that outside of 1 week in the Premier League so far, Van Gerwen has won his first round match, and so I just wonder if it's people sort of
looking at trends, and
yeah,
but
thinking
oh man,
to be favored.
It's been too, yeah. I just don't. I just, yeah. I mean, I get it, but I'm also like, there's no. Worse, this is a coin flip.
Yeah.
An absolute worst, this is a coin flip. So if you're giving me bare odds on a coin flip, like, and honestly, I think Price should be favored anyways. I think it should be probably minus 120 Price.
Yeah.
There's way too much value in this not to take it at even money.
Agree. So we should just go in reverse order then.
Yeah, just go in reverse order. Let's start from the bottom of the bracket up. Littler against Dobie. I mean, Chris Dobie's been bad recently.
Since Peter Wright last year, we haven't been seeing 3.5 leg spreads in the Premier.
Yeah, it's 3.5 or minus 2.5 with a ton of juice on it. I've seen minus 2.5, minus 180.
And Chris Dobie hasn't been as bad as Peter Wright was last year, but
Steelers
just been so good. Yeah, it doesn't feel.
Actually, I shouldn't even say that. We'll talk about him later.
Yeah,
but Bunting actually hasn't thrown poorly.
Yeah,
every week.
Can't win.
Peter Wright was bad last year.
Yeah.
80 Premier League. He was throwing up 80 averages.
No one's doing that this year.
Yeah, no one's doing that. Like Bunting's been a little bit unlucky. But yeah, I don't see Dobie winning this. Man, on one hand, the logic side of me says, listen, he's plus 500, which is like 17% implied odds.
Man, I know.
And someone that good really shouldn't be 1-6 to win any game.
No, that should be value just alone on anybody. Yeah,
but are you going to bet against Luke Littler?
No,
outright. Now that said, there's no chance in hell I'm taking a minus 750.
No, there's
absolutely no value there.
Yeah,
if any value there's on Dobie.
This is one where I will end up probably putting a small bet on Dobie just because.
I mean, you can put pizza money on Dobie.
Yeah,
hoping for a big hit. I don't know what Dobie has shown us in the last several weeks to say that he's worth betting on now. I think that's the bigger problem. Like if you told me minus 750 Littler against someone like Rob Cross all day, I'm taking Rob Cross. Like I don't know what I think that price is indicative of how Dobie's been playing too. He just hasn't shown you enough.
No. And I always feel like Dobie doesn't show me enough.
I know. Anytime we think, oh, Dobie's coming around, and he'll just lay an absolute egg on you.
Even when he seems like he's throwing a lot of 180s, his scoring is really good. He just can't.
Then he forgets how to
matches. He can't check out.
Yeah, exactly.
He blew it in front of his own
just not
fans
trustworthy anymore.
Week.
Yeah, exactly. He was in front of his true home crowd.
And he just got smashed, right?
Yeah. And, I think, exactly. So, no, and
6-3. I lost 6-3 to Humphries.
But Humphreys, I don't remember being particularly good.
He wasn't. They both threw 93 averages.
Yeah, like that's just it. Humphreys was his, and honestly, Humphreys has kind of been there for a taking, I think.
Yeah.
Which leads us to our next match.
Wait, before we jump off of this one last point on this one to note, I think is important, is Luke Littler now has a 104.5 average line. So we've now reached, I thought 103.5 was crazy. Now they've
104.5.
gone over
I
enough.
gotta take the under on that.
Yeah, me too. And Doby's
the worst part is though, you're
now.
not really surprised when he throws above it.
No.
Really, actually, you know, it's actually been his bugaboo, his checkouts.
Yeah, he'll catch a couple legs where he just doesn't get his classic double tops or double 10, and then after that,
you know what I noticed?
Really kind of mess
seems
around.
To be in legs that he's real far ahead, which is actually a great case for the under against Chris Doby. Because he's going to be far ahead of Chris Doby, I think, a lot in a leg. And when he has time, so he leaves tops when he has time, obviously, because that's his favorite. But he becomes sometimes like everyone else, he throws above it a lot when he's real far. It's really interesting. When he's far ahead in legs, he throws above it, which makes sense when you're a tops hitter and not a 16 hitter. In 16, you have a lot of time.
Yeah,
you've got 5 shots to get.
You can move around.
Missing inside, you can move around, miss inside.
Not feel too bad.
But you can't do that with tops and 10s.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you're on double 5. You miss twice inside.
Yeah.
And everyone hates double 5. So so people tend to stay above tops. Now he loves to, but when he only has 3 darts in hand, he'll oftentimes go under the 20. He'll throw a very safe 20, and he'll go underneath it if he doesn't hit it. Or if he does hit it, it's on the bottom part of the ring because he loves double 10 so much. Yeah. He's so confident on it.
Yeah.
So don't be surprised that drags down his average this week. If that's 104.5 on his average, I'm 100% taking that under. Right now in FanDuel, it's 103.5.
All right. Well, I had it on, and it's heavily juiced at this point. So it's people have been hitting the under.
Yeah, I think
the first time I've seen it get that high on the low vig line.
But even at 103.5, I like it under.
Yeah. Oh, I've been kind of riding that, and I would say probably one bet down betting the under 103.5 against him this year. I feel like he might be even on it, or even one time on the over more than he's hit the under on the 103.5.
Yeah, 104.5 is a definite hit on the under.
And then the Doby over 94.5 to me is another good bet. I think
it is, but I'm also like, man, every time I bet his overs recently, it seems to be not hitting because he's just laid an egg. The only sound. Also, don't forget when someone else is getting crushed, that means they're not getting to doubles usually.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't see Doby getting to a lot of doubles this match. If that's the case, that might
helps him
buoy his average up a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I expect. So
yeah.
All right.
So now to the next match.
Yeah.
Cross and Humphreys. I like Rob Cross in this match. I don't think Humphreys has been great recently. Just hasn't quite been himself.
Yeah.
For lack of a better word.
Yeah, he hasn't felt. I think I honestly should have checked some of the stats, but it just doesn't feel like he's hitting 180s.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I don't see from him. I feel like when he's played, he's getting like 1, maybe 2 180s Premier League matches right now in general. And so I think his scoring is just not quite at its peak, and he doesn't have that robotic feel that he had for a while there, where you just knew you were going to see him go up there and pound 180s,
yeah,
100+ checkouts, like do everything. So Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it too. I like Rob.
And so
Cross.
I will be taking Rob Cross right now. I have plus 182 for Cross. That I think
Yeah,
against someone like Humphreys, the way he's playing at the moment, is just not quite. I just don't think there's any value on Humphreys, and Cross sometimes doesn't show up, but also I think like this probably should be closer to like 140, 150.
yeah. Well, I like that as
Fair
well.
line. So yeah, I will absolutely be taking Rob on this one. I just think there's too much value with the way Humphreys is playing at the moment.
For sure.
Yeah. Final match is Asp and Bunting, which somehow is minus 110 each right now. I don't know why. I mean, Bunting, now admittedly, Bunting has played well this week.
Oh, really? Okay.
In the Pro Tour.
I hadn't checked in on him.
Yeah, he played well. He played well in Pro Tour 10 today. Yeah, I think he got to last 16, I think, or the quarters, but he played well today. But I don't like at one point now, Asp is playing really well, I think.
He is. I'd be nervous about betting Bunting here, even though.
Oh no, I'm 100% taking Asp.
I knew you would be, but
I mean, not just because I love Asp, but I also just think like at some point it's now a little bit psychosomatic at this point with Bunting getting on that stage.
Yeah.
Like, he just like, I mean, how many doubles did he miss last week to even stay in like early in that match? I mean, I know he lost 6-0, but early in the match, he had doubles against him. Like Littler was letting him in that match.
He could have gotten a couple of legs early and then maybe hung around. But
I think the match looks a lot different. I think he missed like 6 doubles in that first, in the first 2 legs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so for that, I think he was just after that point, once it was 2-0, I was like, Littler's just going to step on his neck. And that's going to be it. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. And then Asp the only reason he didn't get to the final last week was because Humphreys did finally show up with a really, really good match against him. So,
yeah.
And that coming off of really, that's 2 pretty good performances out of the last 3 for
Asp. I think Asp has played very well. I think got to the final the week before.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just think he's not at his peak, but he's playing well enough.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think he takes down someone like Littler or whatever, but like he very well, like against Bunting, I think should be a clear fave.
Yeah.
And so yeah, at minus 110, I'm absolutely betting a good bit on Aspinall this match.
Asp hasn't won a week yet. He won the Euro Tour, but not the.
Yeah, he won and that's just it. He came off a Euro Tour win. Like he's just there, and honestly, like outright nine, he's plus 1,800 on FanDuel.
I know. I like that.
I mean, he's in the easier side of the draw, meaning that you're not with Littler, but also like he's got to go through either Cross or Humphreys if he beats Bunting.
Yeah.
I think right now those are winnable matches for him.
Yeah, I agree. And then he's in the final, and who knows?
Then you're in the final, and then you just
have 18-1 on it. Yeah, exactly. I think that's great value as well.
Yeah, I think there's just really good value at 18-1. And the one benefit of everyone hammering Littler for outright betting on a single night is it's boosting everyone else's odds up to having some value. Like Rob Cross is 1,600.
Yes, value.
Gerwyn
Price plus 900. I also think
I have him as 1,000.
Yeah.
Like I want to be shocked to see. Would you be shocked to see like an Asp Price final?
No, I'd be stoked because I'm going to take both of those. Yeah. So
exactly. It's plus 20 on FanDuel has a bet on that plus 2,800 if you bet Asp versus Gerwin Price in the final.
oh really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I wonder how it works out betting. So you'd be taking
I mean,
Asp
yeah,
plus
that's a weird
1,000
parlay. You can't really parlay it.
and then Asp 1,800, and then they're saying basically 2,800 for that as a final match. Interesting. Yeah, that one's kind of fun.
Gerwin Price is, I get why he's plus 470 to reach the final. You got to go through MVG and Littler.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is a tough ask. So I get it, but the Aspinall 1,800 plus 1,800 just feels like too much value right there. So that's gonna be my actually pick. Try to take as a future there because I'm obviously picking him over there, and I think he could beat Cross or Humphreys to get to the final. So, I mean, like him to get like night 9 to reach the finals plus 420. I mean, he's going to be an underdog in that second match, definitely. But
yeah, that's a good price.
yeah, I kind of like that price too.
Yeah, my favorites were Rob Cross, Aspinall, Price, Gerwin.
We'll just pick half the Premier League.
Well,
you know?
those are the three. I mean, but those are all high odds. It's like plus
for
1,000,
long
plus
shot,
1,400, plus
for long shot
1,800.
odds, like you've got money on people who could absolutely pull it off.
Yeah, I mean that's where I think the value is on the Premier League. These are all good players. No one should be shocked if any of them win.
Exactly.
An 8-person tournament.
Yeah, exactly. You got to win 3 matches.
Yeah.
Any of these people are capable of beating any 3 of them at any one time, except for Bunting, who probably.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like at his peak, yes. I would have told you before. Sure. I would have told you night 1, absolutely.
Now, I would have loved betting Bunting minus 110 against Asp in night 1 if that was
exactly. Available. Now I'm hammering the Asp against him. He just can't find it.
Yeah. So 8 weeks in, how many? I was just looking. How many times do you think Littler has won?
4 or 5, probably.
Yeah, 4. So he is winning half the time so far. And then we've got a Gerwin Price winning twice. And Humphreys winning twice.
Yeah.
So that's those 3
By the way,
the only ones you should be betting on to win.
Yeah, exactly, because nothing will change in the future.
Yeah.
What I do hate though, the Premier League though, about is their point system. Why are you rewarding why do you reward the first round match more than the second round match?
Well, remind us what it is. Yeah, that is.
It's 2 points for a win in round 1. Round 2, it's only worth 1 point, so you get 3 points if you make it to round 2, and if you win the night, you get 5 points. So it's 2-1-2.
Oh my God. Yeah, who came up with that?
I don't understand.
No wonder MVG is doing so well because all he needs is
you're winning
first round matches.
That's what round. You need. You win the first round match every time.
You're set.
Yeah, the second round match isn't worth as much. It's so dumb.
Huh.
Like, why aren't you doing a progressive? Like, make the nights worth more.
Yeah.
So either go 2-2-3, something like that, if you want to give away, 2 rounds and then 3 points for the final, or do something like progressively worth more, 2-3-4, 2-3-5. Like, if you want to value the end of the night winner more.
So, like, the winner gets 8 points, and then the second place only has 3. And then it's basically everyone who won their first round has 2.
I mean, I wonder if this is like the NHL's their version of the NHL's loser point, where you just get to overtime and you get some games are worth 3 points, some are worth 2 points. Like it feels like you're rewarding people just for winning night, and then artificially closes the gap so there's more people. It doesn't show who's the best over the whole time. It's intended to keep it close for towards the end of the weeks for the playoffs. So it's not all decided. It feels like that's the reasoning.
So that
because it doesn't
just
make sense
groups-
otherwise.
Yeah, it groups everyone together. Otherwise, you'd see more cream rising to the top.
That'd be like giving less prize money for winning the semifinals instead of the quarterfinal, or you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
the jump should be more. Like it shouldn't be less.
I know.
I mean, the only thing I could think of is that's their reasoning is they want to keep it closer towards the end. So places 4, 5, and 6 have something to play for, like towards the final nights, as opposed to just being out of it by then and making it meaningless.
I know.
Because I guess that could happen. Like right now, the top is going to become meaningless, but in reality, you just want to get to the playoffs. Anything can happen.
I
You're
know.
in the top
Yeah.
4.
Once again, yeah.
Well, this is why I like their old format better.
The
Of
round
having
robin.
10 people in the Premier League and then just having relegation essentially. You can just get eliminated after certain nights, like the 9th and 10th place just gets eliminated
Yeah.
after so long, and then
Oh, see,
do it that
so
way.
it was 10 players to start the Premier League.
Yeah, they had a 10
Yeah.
players, and then they started cutting down after like X amount of weeks. If you weren't in the top 8, then they cut it down. So
Okay.
I think that this might be why they're doing it that way. They're not rewarding the second round win as much.
Certainly a weird scoring. I haven't seen anything like that.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like that either. Like
Any
so,
other sport.
I do think and it might matter this year, where there's a couple clear favorites, and there might be 3 clear favorites within a couple weeks. You're gonna have Gerwin Price up there,
Yeah.
and that the have-nots are just stop dropping off.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but I mean, I guess if someone wins, you could hang it. You could pretty much play poorly for a majority of weeks and then just get a couple victories, and you might jump
it
up.
depends what you value. I mean, clearly
Yeah.
they value the first round matches winning more than anything.
And just winning that night, it's pretty valuable to win the night. So
It is value because it is the I think that's how Asp actually lost out last year of getting in, because I think he won less nights.
yeah,
I think that was the first tiebreaker is nights won.
yeah,
And I don't think he won a night last year, or he won one night.
yeah.
And that was it. So go figure. All right then. So I think that should be it for this week. But always looking forward. I'm glad Premier League's in our lives every week. So that's always nice. And then we'll start ramping up more into Euro Tour season, which I love the Euro Tour. It's my favorite darts tournaments week in, week out, because I think you just get so many different random results and different people coming in, pulling up upsets, which is always fun. So
It's a
what do you
good
like to
sized
see?
tournament. You get 2 days of morning and afternoon darts, and
you get 3 days.
Yeah, 3 days.
Yeah. Friday,
Yeah.
Saturday, Sunday, you get all
With
day.
a few
darts.
less matches on Sunday,
A
but
few less matches on Sunday, but it's the nature of it. But it's great. You get 3 long weekend of darts on it, and it's always has some
Fun.
surprises in there. It's rarely dull. So
Yeah.
All right. So for that'll be it for this week. So for Justin Wago, for Jonathan Sokol, I'm Justin Wago. We'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.
bye.